When you carry a vision that stretches your life beyond where you stand today, you cannot afford to let your focus be shaped by the noise of the moment. I have walked long enough on this entrepreneurial path to see how easily the little things can pull people off course. Small frustrations, unexpected delays, people who test your patience, emotions that try to take over the day. But when you have a vision with purpose, you must keep your eyes planted on the future you are building, not the irritations trying to distract you. A vision is fragile at the beginning, and it needs strength from you, not uncertainty. Today, I want to help you stay aligned with the end line, because the life you are building cannot grow strong if you keep giving power to moments that do not matter in the long run. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Leavona. Welcome to the Leavona Show. I have been creating and building successful businesses for over 25 years, and I am here to help you win. If you would like to learn from me, hit that subscribe button now so you can find me later when you need me. When you carry a big vision, you quickly learn that your attitude is not just the mood you walk into the day with. It is the atmosphere you bring into every decision. And if that atmosphere is clouded, everything you touch becomes heavier than it needs to be. And believe you me, I have watched entrepreneurs with incredible potential slow themselves down because they allowed a moment of frustration to become the story of the whole day. And when your attitude shifts like the wind, your progress will do the same. So you must understand that a vision requires emotional stability, a calmness that does not crumble when the unexpected shows up, because the unexpected will show up. Your attitude must be a home for the vision, not a threat to it. And when you begin to guard that attitude, protecting your peace, choosing your responses, and grounding your spirit, you suddenly discover that you move with a strength that is not easily shaken, and that strength becomes the soil your vision grows in. As you continue to walk this path, you begin to see how easily distractions try to disguise themselves as priorities. The smallest thing try to interrupt your focus. Slow responses from clients, delays you did not expect, someone's opinion, a misunderstanding, a day where nothing seems to flow. And if you do not pay attention, these little things will pull you out of your purpose before you even realize it, because distractions are subtle. They come in conversations that drain you, tasks that do not belong to you, and thoughts that do not serve your future. And if you let them, they will shrink your vision down to the size of the moment. But when you rise above that noise, when you decide that you will not give your emotional energy to things that do not matter, in the long run, you begin to reclaim your momentum, and your vision becomes clearer, sharper, and more alive. Because nothing grows strong when your focus is scattered and when you learn to separate what deserves your energy from what only wants your energy, your whole life begins to shift. And something powerful happens when your daily decisions start matching the future you are trying to build. This is where vision stops being an idea and becomes a lifestyle. Because it is one thing to want something, it is another thing entirely to live in alignment with it. And many entrepreneurs fall short, not because they lack the vision, but because they never build the daily structure that supports it. And I want to give you something simple, something you can use right away. Every morning, before your day begins, choose one action that directly pushes your vision forward, just one, and complete it no matter what noise or inconvenience shows up. This one small habit trains your mind to follow purpose instead of pressure, and it proves to you every single day that your belief is not passive, it is active, disciplined, and worthy of the future you are working towards. Because when your attitude is steady, your focus is guarded, and your decisions line up with your destination, nothing can stop a vision like yours from becoming reality. If this message has been helpful and it has encouraged you, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. It will help spread this message to other aspiring entrepreneurs. Now, at this time, we will move into the freestyle portion of the video that I do each day. It is called the why factor. I believe it is important for us to remind ourselves why we do business. Let us be honest here. Things can get really hard at times for us entrepreneurs. There are times when we can downright question everything and really doubt ourselves and our mission. That is why we need to recall why we went into business in the first place. This is how we stay grounded and keep moving. Listen, life is precious, so we have to cherish it. So let us take some time now to reflect on these things. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. How are you doing today? How was your day today? All right. So, why? Why did we go into business? We went into business, for those of you who might be joining for the first time, we went into business because of freedom. There is such a vast amount of freedom gained when you become your own boss. You have no one looking over your shoulder, no one belittling you, no one taking your confidence even though you're good. They make you feel so small and make you feel like you're stupid. Your ideas are stolen. It becomes a part of the company you're working for that you almost can't. You have to guard the things that you need, that you cherish. You just can't give it away. Freedom prevents a supervisor from telling you that you weren't good, that your work needs more. Freedom, having your own business, prevents evaluations from getting under your skin, where they're giving the points out as though it's gold. So that is one of the reasons that we go in. We go in and we find that we have a skill in our hand, which is the second thing. Like I said a few days ago, some of us have many skills. Some of us will find with time that we can create many, many businesses before we retire. But we always have to start with one. So we have the skill in our hand, and that adds to our freedom. So now freedom and the skill in our hands, we bring the thought processes from the realm of the heavenlies, right? We get this thought. You might get a thought. You might get a dream. You might just have this nagging about something, and you start to put it down on a piece of paper. You write a name, or, sometimes if you find you get a dream and you dreamt about this business and you saw it and everything, you have to keep a pad on your nightstand and you just turn over in your sleep. Try to do that Sometimes the dreams are very involved and you don't get up. But a lot of times we get good dreams, but when we wake up, we can't remember it. So, you have to know how to do the mastery of that. But a lot of businesses and innovative ideas come to us while we're sleeping. All right. So we have the freedom, the gift that is in our hands. And then because we want to do business, we have to have clients, right? We can't build a business if we don't have clients. We have to have clients who will come into our brick and mortar every day when we open up and purchase things off the shelves, whether it be bodega, a regular shop that gives you breakfast. Cars are lining up before they get into work. They're buying their breakfast from you, whatever it is, right? Whatever God gives you. And so you do those three things, right? You meditate on those things. Why I went in, and the reason why we're advising you to do this is because, the message says today, it keeps you grounded when things get rough. It really does. It really, really keeps you grounded. And doing that one pointer in the morning where you do a positive thing keeps your mind in the right way, because if we're not structurally strong, we can go down a rabbit hole of woe is me all day. And yes, you got in and everything is wrong. There's stuff on your desk. And it just doesn't stop if you don't stop it. You got to stop it by doing the mind change thing, the mindset thing I told you I had to do yesterday when traffic hit me. And, what I normally do is 5 hours of logistics. And if traffic is bad, you could be out there for 10. It doubles. Or you might have to put 3 more hours on that. Who wants that? That's why I get up and I leave early before all the crazy stuff. So, all right. So we have, you're going to always look and keep yourself grounded by doing that one action for today. That is something new that we're introducing to further help you. So please use it. And we know that it's the freedom, the gift in the hand. We take it and we bring it out so we can serve the world. We can serve ourselves. We can leave an inheritance for our family, our children, our grandchildren. If it's structured right, it can be left, right? And then the last thing is to have people. You have to have a love for people. You have to have a really, really big heart for people. Because if you love people and you see them as God's creation, you will not overcharge them. You will not rob from them. You will do premium, but you will not take people's money and run away and just disappear. You will not do a mechanic job and say you fixed something when you didn't. And then when people come back to you, you're acting all silly and you don't want to do it, do it again. You didn't do it right. I paid you $500, but now it's not working. It shouldn't have broken in a month or a week, right? So those are the things. Now, the next thing that we do over here on the Leavona show, we talk about life and why it is important for us to cherish life. I feel life is important because God has given us life. We know that He has given life, and we are especially aware of that when we have a young child, a young baby, girl or boy, come into the family. We're all celebrating their arrival. Be prepared from before. We're doing up the nursery and everything. And we're preparing with joy. And we praise him when they come into the world. And then we have the task of teaching them about God and knowing to love him and to respect him. And then we take them to church and we teach them to go to church. We teach them to pray. We teach them to read the Bible, right? We sit and we have these little sessions with them in the house. And then we go to church and it might be Catholic church, but you make sure you take them there so that they could see that this is a part of mommy and daddy's life. And then the children follow us how, they see us, how we lead, they follow. And so that's another legacy making process right there. So they just have the legacy of knowing that daddy and mommy always went to church. They always prayed. I always saw them reading Bibles, or they would have little devotion session with us sometimes when they were not busy. So we cherish life that way. And if we cherish life, we try to coexist with each other. It's very rare that a family is so dysfunctional that a brother and a sister does not love. If mommy teaches them, when they see daddy and mommy loving each other, hugging each other, kissing each other, they grow to accept that as the norm. And a son will look for a wife who, reminds him of his mom. And a daughter, when the time comes, will choose a husband who reminds her of dad. So we have to do our best, right? We have this business and we're going out there and we're busting our chops every day. It's just for our family. It's for our family and for the people we serve. And so when we are home, we have to spend time with them. We have to cherish them. We have to sit down and let them laugh with us and not just be in the office and maybe we shouldn't even have an office in the house. Because then you go and shut up. They know that daddy is there. But I wanted to ask him something. And then mommy says, no, you can't do that, honey. Daddy is really working. He's not just, So it's all up to you. I can't tell you if to have an office in your house or not to have it. But all I implore you is to love your family and keep a nice, tight unit. All right? Husbands, love your wives. Wives, love your husbands. And do not allow any temptation to come to separate you and your husband or you and your wife, because the look and the hurt on the children's faces, it just destroys their lives forever. Just remember when we came together, how we were in love and we walked off into the sunset and we had all these gorgeous plans and we built this gorgeous house and, life is so sweet. Do not let any temptation come from outside to break that up. Okay? All right. So, moving along, life is precious, and because it's precious, we look at it from the standpoint of business. When we're doing business, business can cause our life to get disrupted if we do not watch how many hours we do. We have to be careful not to spend more hours in our office than with our family. We need to balance ourselves, and sometimes you cannot get it all done. You cannot get it all done. And so you have to leave some of it on the desk and just go home to your family. Don't make your wife cook the dinner and you don't show up until late when everybody else, they waited and waited and waited and you didn't show. They had to go ahead and eat, and then the food is left on the table and you come in. I mean, it begins to go on the abnormal. So keep it normal. Don't let the business come between you and your family. It was something that God blessed you with to help you to live a certain lifestyle, but not to run away. And it gets so big and out of control that now your family do not see you anymore. All right. So keep the family relationship going good and build a business, but don't let the business come between you and your family. Just like how wives don't let any man tempt you to walk away from your husband. Husbands don't let any woman tempt you from walking away from your your wife and your children. Do not let the business come between you guys either. All right. Let's keep it nice and grounded. Now, with regards to business, we want to continue to encourage you to sell with integrity and honor, right? A lot of people do a lot of scampy thing out there, dishonest things, and you're so frustrated. If you just don't know. For me, my pet peeve has been mechanics. I've had problems with mechanics because we're in a business that requires us to have vehicle and servicing vehicle. And, you go to this one person, you're tipping the driver, the workers and everything. And no matter how you do, you still have problems. And when you go back, they allude to the fact that, oh, this is going to be another bill. No, I just brought this to you and I should have warranty. You understand? So other people might have a house cleaner who does not take care. They leave and, you find that there is still dirt on the running board, or you reach over the fridge and, your husband is tall and he finds a whole bunch of dust on the fridge. You're short, he's tall. He finds a whole bunch of dust on the fridge. And now he wants to know why we giving her $175 to come in here. Why is it I something rolled under the chair and I went under the chair and there are dust balls under the chair. So we have to make sure that when we serve people, when we call premium, we give them premium, right? Don't let them catch you that your fan, your girls didn't clean the fan. There's mold growing in the bathrooms. You might have a car wash. They're vacuuming the cars and the cars look good, but then the guy drops his expensive phone in between the chair. And when he tries to pull it out, he finds all this gunk in between. They never cleaned it. All right. But they're taking top dollars. You're taking top dollars. You want to make sure that your people are trained to represent your company, that they do not cause your customers to leave out and not come back. The other thing I want to talk to you about is to maintain mental health. All right. Build your business without having to fall into this arena. Because this arena, and if you follow my videos, you might be new coming in. There is something there that you can find for every topic. What happens with us when we're building businesses? Sometimes things don't go right. We have the moments when we might have a bad month, or we might have repeated months. And we're not going to no counselor. We're not sitting with a shrink to talk about how we're getting a little down because, we're worried. This is my staple income now. I walked away and I built this and it was doing good, but I don't know what's going on. Stuff is not matching up. I'm finding myself running in arrears at the end of the month. So you don't want to get anxious. You don't want to get depressed. You want to watch those symptoms. And I always say, if you have an office where it's brick and mortar, you play music and keep yourself nice and positioned. You keep naysayers away from you. You don't want to have negative people around you because entrepreneurs are builders. So we always have to have our channels open. as to what our next marketing strategy is going to be, what our Christmas campaign is going to be, how are we going to put on something for Thanksgiving, what we're going to, you don't need to have people around you who will not build you up. If they always open their mouths and they got negative things to say, you don't need to be around naysayers. And your advisors should not be naysayers either. If they're going to be negative, you got to look for all of this stuff when you're hiring. You know who you're hiring, because they bring their representatives until they get the job. But thank God, as entrepreneurs and in the style of Trump, you're not serving my organization. I have to let you go. I'm sorry. And you look again. If you're paying good, you're making premium from from your customers, make sure you give your staff good money, competitive money, that you don't have to lose them. Don't do it too crazy, because people have the way of being ungrateful, and you might do everything for them. High salary and everything. And their roving eyes are looking for other opportunities better than you, and you stake your claim in that person, and then they leave you anyway. So we always have to weigh it. Iterations will get hurt. Try not to get attached to staff members, because they can come and they can go. All right? And so you have to cherish the ones who are grounded and will stay with you for years, like with the customers. So try not to get depressed. Anxiety. Like I said in one of my videos, anxiety can come. It can come and it can last for a few minutes based on what is happening or what is tripping in your mind. But anxiety can also go for hours and hours and days, putting stress on your poor heart and your mind. So you have to find a way to catch that sucker as soon as you start seeing it come in. You got to do what you got to do to get rid of it. And I use the analogy of Saul in the Bible, where Saul was always having depressive moments. He was always going up and down because, he did some bad things and God started to pull back his anointing. So he's depressed and everything. He was told that the next guy in other words, he was told, you're not going to be king anymore. God has chosen another king. And so he started getting depressed. He's threatening to kill the guy. He's fighting to kill the guy. And all these things got him all depressed. And so he used to have to ask David to play music. And when David played for him, it relaxed him. I have found that when I am a little down with anything, if I put on my music in the house, I love to use, like I said, I share with you what I have, what I know. I use K-Love. And I put on K-Love, and K-Love takes me and relaxes me, brings me down. They might talk about some story of somebody who might be struggling with something I'm going through, and I hear how God pulled them out. And, the DJs are really good. So give K-Love a shot. If needs be, play it in your office, and it helps. All right, so I think we covered everything, right? With regards to mental health, some of the things that can cause us to really get anxiety attacks and depression and everything. If you're a God-fearing person and you allow yourself to slip and you see the market is doing certain things and you're not making it, you're going the honest route and things are not happening for you. Everybody's flying past you. So you sell out. You don't want to sell out, because if you are coming from a nice, strong background of integrity and honesty, and you do that, you can have baggage where the depression comes in, the anxiety attacks come in, because this is not you. And in one of my videos, I spoke about how we have to be careful about not selling out and selling out another person just so we can feed our kids. To me, like that is almost like how these I don't even want to go there about the fentanyl problem and how we found that people have been stabbing us in our backs right in America. They're here, they're living here, they're Americans and selling out for money, doctors, lawyers, all this stuff. How can you take that money and make your kids eat bread from that? When so many people died as a result of that, it's like dirty money. You know what I mean? So you don't want to sell out. You don't want to lose your mind uh, and have health issues because you sold out, and you don't want to sacrifice your family. Because whatever we do, it's called generational sins. When we sin and we do bad things, it comes down to our children. We get it before we leave, right? But they get it later on, and it sometimes it goes all the way down to the grandkids and the great grandkids. Depends on how much selling out you did. So you don't want to do that. All right. Okay, so we are going to have the question and comment section. We're going to reintroduce that when we start getting more people on the live events. All right, when you guys are here, and actually we're going to introduce that again. We had to stop it because we're starting off, and it takes a while for you guys to find me and what's not. So when you have questions and comments, there's going to be a section that you can actually type the question in the comments, and then I'll answer them before we start the show, or we'll answer them afterwards. However, we'll kind of shape the program together with certain things, okay? And then I want to remind you that every day, we have our show starts from 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. We take off Saturday and Sunday because of having to build at the back, to make the program better and better for you. We're building it. So in a way, we're kind of happy that you're not flooding us right now because we're still in the building phase. And we are trying to just make it really nice for you when you come so you can hang out with us. All right? So I think that's it. As we grow, I am going to go deeper and deeper and deeper into the knowledge that I possess about building, scaling, compressing, all these different things, selling, marketing. I'm going to do all of this with you. And so we will hold seminars from time to time. And, the seminars will be, they will be free. And we take it from there. All right. But no rush. I just want to thank you for coming tonight. Thank you. If you did not come in to the live, I see you guys come afterwards and you watch the videos. I appreciate you for everything that you can do. I know that the holiday is upon us, and I feel like a kid in a candy store. I am so excited that, I'm going to get to meet with my family, and we're going to sit, and sometimes at those family functions, you have some of them that you're not too hot about. Miserable ones, but you're just happy anyway. And you get there and you pray. I remember years ago, I would go to some of the family functions and I would have to say, "Dear God, please help me to find favor with all these people that I haven't seen for a whole year or for years. And please anoint my face that I find favor with them and they find favor with me. And please help me to get through the hours and hours." Can you believe? Can you believe I had to say prayers like that? And I'm sure every family has that, but some of you don't know that you can pray and get out. And I tell you, when I prayed, I found that I went in there and I just had me a nice time, because you just have to find a group that you like and you stay with that group, Oh boy, life is something else. But yeah, I know you guys are excited. I went into wholesale store today. Oh my gosh. it was mayhem. You could not even find a parking spot. And I drove and drove and drove. I drove around the whole thing, couldn't find a spot. And I said, you know what? I'm out of here. And then I got a spot in the street and I'm sitting there and I'm saying, should I go back? Should I go back? But I just saw it as a relaxation period for me. And I just unwind from doing my logistic run. And I stayed with it, interacted with some guys, laughed. Some people, I don't know. People just, me and people, I don't know what it is. But before you know it, I was in the store laughing. They were telling me, "Oh, we have to have we're gonna have to have the police to direct traffic in here today." I told this one old man, I said, "Well, I'm nominating you as the first one, the first cop. Go ahead, my brother. Direct traffic." He says, "Oh no, not me." But these are the silly, stupid things. And one lady was sitting in her car and she called me over. She said, "What's your name?" And because she saw me with an ice cream, I was doing a vanilla something, strawberry thing. And she says, "I love those." And I stopped and I looked her in the eye and I said, "Yeah, but the only thing, we love them, but we just got to watch, because they make us gain weight." And then she started talking to me and I listened, and you would not believe that I worked so many hours during the night that I want to go home and sleep. I just stand and I talk with them. I don't know what it is. It's just me. Anyway, we have to smell the roses. So guys, listen, I'm going to close it out here. Thank you for listening to my yap yap. And I want to thank you for watching the videos. I know we're going into the holiday time and you might not be able to do it. I'm not going to be mad at you. So just take it easy. Last night I asked you if needs be put one of those pressure mats in the kitchen, or if you have to do two. Just don't work and work and work until the bottom of your feet burn. And then when your family come, you can't enjoy. You just, I think of those times. Horrible. Burning, 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 And I'm there in fellowship with them, but I'm in such discomfort. But thank God they started to make those mats, right? And we have relief. But even so, we still have to pace the workout that we don't go crazy. All right? So we are going to be with you tomorrow. Hubby, are we running for Thursday? No, right? Okay, so tomorrow night we're going to be with you. And then we're going to go down for Thanksgiving and we'll be back again on Friday night. All right, guys? So we're going to do our Thanksgiving well wishes tomorrow. All right? Have a wonderful evening. Be at peace. Be blessed. And hug and kiss your family tonight. All right? Because tomorrow is not promised to any of us. And do a lot of huggings. My husband and I, we are always hugging. He has taught me to hug. My father never hugged me when I was growing up. And then God gave me a husband who always hugs. Isn't that something? God knows my life was, it had the deficit of hugs. So hug your family tonight. Relax, enjoy. We have one more day. I think we all have to go to work. We have to go and do business and. So have a wonderful evening, guys. And thank you. I will see you again in the next one at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Be there or be square. Oh, and quickly, we went on tonight. Computer crashed out. Just in case you were there and watching, we had a crash out and we had to come back in. All right. So God bless you. I will see you tomorrow. 8 p.m. Be there or be square. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.